And a big thank you to our sponsor, Gaslamp Quarter Mardi Gras Parade, San Diego's largest Mardi Gras celebration. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Daily Aztec Sports Talk. I'm Pat.
And I'm Matt. Today we're going to talk about SDSU basketball playing a big game against the Boise State Broncos this Saturday in Boise. It'll be 3 p.m. Pacific time. Boise State started the conference season 0-3, scraping the bottom of the barrel with the San Jose State Spartans. But they've turned it around since then. Their offense is clicking on all cylinders, led by Mr. Derek Marks. So Patrick, let's go ahead and go into X factors here.
Let's do it.
Who do you think is the X factor in this game for the Aztecs?
Akil Quinn, and not because of scoring, but because of defense. We saw it earlier this year against Utah. Akil Quinn held DeLon Wright, his childhood friend, childhood chum. DeLon Wright, arguably one of the best players in the country, held DeLon Wright to 7 points in that game, and Wright didn't even get those 7 points till the very end. Mm-hmm. Quinn held Wright scoreless for 36 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
I think Quinn, and a lot of people say this, that Akil Quinn's the best on-ball defender that San Diego State has. Akil Quinn defensively matching up against the high-powered Derek Marks. If Quinn can keep Marks at 10 points or less, or I guess keep Marks from going over 10 points, it's going to look really good for San Diego State. What is your X factor for the game on Saturday?
Well, I mean, the obvious one is Derek Marks. It would be a tall task for anybody to hold him to 10 points. He scored 30 or more in the past few games, and he's averaging over 26. He got his third Mountain West Player of the Week honor, which is by far the most. He's amazing.
He's a stud.
He's a beast, man.
And he's had to do more ever since Anthony Dermich went down with ankle surgery.
And he's done it amazingly.
He has. He really has.
But another guy has really stepped up since Dermich went down.
Who?
And that's James Webb. He's a 6'8" guy, but he can shoot and he can go inside. He's a stretch four at best, but he can also play the three. Small forward, for those of you who are not basketball nerds. He's powerful. He's something that Boise State has never had. They've had athletes who are guards who could shoot.
Like Marks.
Yeah, and then they had like one big guy who couldn't do much, and then they're kind of a weird team. Sorry, Boise State fans.
They score. They score lots of points.
They're weird, but they score. But Webb is an athlete. Webb gets SportsCenter top 10 dunks. Webb is a big-time athlete. Scores 14 and gets 8 boards a game in Boise State's last stretch of success ever since their 0-3 start in the Mountain West. He is the X factor, and I don't know who he matches up against with SDSU. I think he's a little bit too quick for J.J. O'Brien. I think he's too strong for Malik Pope. Maybe Dakari Allen might be who you want to look at matching up against Webb.
I'd put Dakari Allen on him. Dakari Allen is a boss defender.
He's a lockdown defender. But
he's a lockdown defender.
I feel that's kind of the challenge that might not be looked at by the general fan, but I hope Fisher is looking at it because I feel like that could be the X factor. Thus, my X factor.
Not this X factor, but the X factor.
No, but X is coming to SDSU during the NBA All-Star break, and during today's press conference, AQ said Xavier's looking to join a D-League team.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct. Yeah. But after the press conference, Quinn didn't know if X was going to come to the game in Reno, even though Reno's a couple hours from Sacramento. We were joking with Quinn, saying, hey, just text him. And Akil Quinn said, nah, he's not going to come. It's like, well, why wouldn't he? Hey, we got a lot more going on next weekend, of course. Be especially sure, as this man has put a lot of time and blood and sweat and tears into making sure that the Daily Aztecs Spring Sports Special Issue looks fantastic.
I wasn't sure what you were talking about at first, so I was like, what is he going to bring up? Yes, the sports special issue for spring. Put a lot of work into it, a lot of great writers doing a lot of awesome stories.
It's going to be sweet.
It's covering literally every single spring sport you can think of. And SDU has a lot of good spring sports. So that'll be a lot of fun. And one spring sport is baseball. Be sure to tune in next time as we preview what should be a wonderful opening weekend for SDSU baseball, which features what should be a stirring tribute to the late, great Tony Gwynn on opening day. First pitch is at 6 p.m. at Tony Gwynn Stadium, but get there early to see the wonderful tribute.
Yeah, it is going to be a great tribute. Yep. Now, as always customary, it's Rock'em Sock'em Robots time. Of course, in the future, little tease here also, right, Matt? We're planning to have some correspondence on our future shows, and we'll integrate some cool camera work, but a new game, we'll show you when it happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I have a one-game winning streak, so I'm a success.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Goodbye, everybody.
Once again, thanks to our sponsor, Gaslamp Quarter Mardi Gras Parade, San Diego's largest Mardi Gras celebration.